Well, welcome back to another Dynodaze video, and it is all go today. Everything's going on. We got so much to do. This one yesterday had some work done to it. It's had a clutch, it's had some running in bars on the dyno, and now it's time to tune it. Now it's already got some modifications, but we fitted some RDX injectors because it already had cams in it, believe it or not. So somebody tuned it on cams without injectors. So with its RRC inlet manifold and its injectors, its 4-to-1 manifold, etc. exhaust, it definitely warranted tuning. So that's what we're going to do. ECU flashed now with ecutek software. It was on Honda. We've removed that, unlocked it, put it back to stock so the customer can sell it. And now we're moving on to tune on the ecutek software, which is superior. So here we go, guys. Let's get on with it. What an intro. Okay, that was an interesting one, wasn't it, Richard? We had a little CV boot split.
Yeah, we did have a CV boot explode there towards the end, but persevered for the last, to be fair, couple of pulls that we've got to do on it. Pull me out down so I don't look stupid. Yeah, last couple of pulls.
You never look stupid.
Oh, cheers, mate. Yeah, I got the last couple of pulls and finished that out of the way. Yeah, I think we did really well on this car.
It's got cams.
Yeah, it got quite a few good mods on this car, hadn't it? Got cams in there. Got RRC inlet manifold, got good induction kit, got a God, what was it? CPL manifold. Was
CPL 4-to-1 mated to a Tegiwa 70.
A Tegiwa 70 mil. So
we saw this car. Can you remember? We saw this car on the dyno. I mean, I mentioned this at the start of the video, but we saw this car on the dyno on a Saturday morning, because on Saturday mornings it's just turn up and stick your car on the dyno. That's every Saturday morning, 9 AM till 12 noon for 40 quid. There's a plug there.
There's a plug there.
And he turned up. And we ran the car, and it made 229 brake horsepower. But you mentioned that it had cams in it, and I looked, and it had stock injectors.
Yeah, stock injectors and stuff. So I think we sort of said to him, well, when we started talking, saying, one, we feel that's a little bit low from where it should be, and secondly, yeah, we think that you should have a set of injectors in there. So we talked to him about that.
Turns out it was on Honda.
Yes, turned out it was on data, and he said the clutch is about to go in it. So he booked it back in. We fitted a clutch on Monday, and fitted the RDX injectors. Remove the Honda from the vehicle. Not that we can't tune on Honda, we can tune on Honda. It's just
but the point here was he wanted his car remapping again after we'd fitted the RDX injectors. And
he also wanted the features.
Yeah, so because the Honda is a module that Richard can set back to sellable by unpairing it from the car, there was a £500 value in that Honda equipment.
Yeah, which contributed massively towards the map.
So he could sell that, and we're only going to charge him 600 quid for the full custom feature ecutek map.
Yeah, for the ecutek map.
Because he wanted those features, didn't he, as you said?
He did. So what that allows you, we could tune it obviously on his Honda, but he wouldn't have got the features, and also he would have not got any money back. Whereas obviously by selling the Honda, he sort of basically paid for his map, or almost paid for his map out of that. Yeah. So it worked out best financially, the best way viable for him.
It's done really well. Like I say, it's up there to 237 brake horsepower. We've made gains from the get-go.
Yeah, I think where we lost slightly, it started to taper off at the top end, and whilst it was still making power, it did start to decrease the amount of power it was making. So from the mid-range, and then if you look at the graph, it just started to almost level up to the original. Obviously still made more power, but I think there, if it had the 3-inch exhaust,
yeah,
with a 3-inch big bore
cams,
manifold, it would have continued to make that same amount of power all the way up. So, I mean, like I was saying, each car on their own merit, and I think that, again, the Tegiwa 70mm was just fractionally too small to make the peak power on this setup. But nonetheless, still did really well.
It's got a HKS induction kit, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's still areas that can be improved upon, of course.
Of course.
But I'm sure he's going to absolutely love.
But we've made power everywhere. We've even made power from 2,500 RPM. So we've made power everywhere. So it should feel phenomenally different, and obviously feel a lot more powerful, a lot more torquey.
I'm sure he loves it. He's got a long drive home, so I'm going to text him to make sure he got home safely a bit later on and see whether he loved it. But for now, let's go look at the graph.
Let's have a look at the graph.
Well, there we go. Red line is as she came in. Last time we seen her, blue line is as she leaves. So some RDX injectors. And as you can see, Richard's dialed in some power there. Those cams have really come into their own. And we finish on 236 brake horsepower, 196 at the wheels.
Before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast.